So a lot of the cool popular girls, that wasn't me guys, had the Country Road duffel bag, and my sister got given a Kathy Van Zealand like leopard print bag. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. Oh my gosh, I couldn't sleep last night guys, because do you know when you remember something and it just like triggers all these other memories? And I just had too many ideas for like what to talk about today, but I'm just gonna blab it out. Last night I remembered a few brands that I was obsessed with in my childhood or when I was like a teenager, and I wanted to talk about those brands today and the it bags of my childhood. If you like remember anything from this era as well, because I'm 31, but obviously when I was a teenager that was some time ago, so if you remember anything from this era as well, please comment down below, because this is just bringing back a whole lot of memories. When I was like, I'm gonna say like under 12, or maybe around 12, 13, 14, I remember Paul Frank was like the it brand, and I was obsessed with the Paul Frank pajamas. I used to go on the Paul Frank website every day and watch all the little cartoon episodes. Remember there was these like alternative stores in my city, so if I'd go to the city with like my mom, I would ask her to go to like one of these weird alternative stores. And I remember back then I bought my mom bought me, like for my birthday, she bought me this Paul Frank bag, and I still keep it because I think it's so adorable. I remember when I got this bag, messenger bags were super cool. Yeah, I still have this bag. I'm obsessed with it, honestly. It's just so cute. It's in like a vinyl material, but yeah, it does have some scuffs on it. I definitely did use it, but yeah, I just remember this bag guys, and I have my little Squirtle on it. I'm gonna say prior to like 2008, like Australian fashion has been quite behind. I would say that ever since we started getting more like brands from overseas like H&M and Zara and Uniqlo, Australian fashion has definitely changed, like in shopping centres, and I found that we have more access to like brands from US, Europe, and I think that like local trends have definitely changed in terms of like it bags and stuff. Like now in Australia, it's cool to wear like a Louis Vuitton bag or like, you know, the latest Balenciaga bag. But I distinctly remember when I was younger, it was all about like smaller brands, and like the it bags were not necessarily like super duper expensive brands. Maybe this is because I was younger as well. I wasn't exposed to like super luxury brands, and my parents like were never into that stuff. But I remember Kathy Van Zealand was like really cool, and my sister got given a Kathy Van Zealand like leopard print bag with like little sparkles on it, and it said Kathy on it. My sister's name is Kathy, so yeah, it was kind of cool. I think she wore it to a party a few times, but I distinctly remember that bag and that aesthetic. I remember back then Guess bags were also super cool, and you know, Guess was kind of like expensive, but it's nowhere near the price point of like, you know, Louis Vuitton and that sort of thing. That being said, now looking back, I feel like Guess designs were very influenced from like Louis Vuitton and Gucci, so maybe I just didn't realize that back then. Another major bag that was super hyped when I was younger were definitely Mimco bags. One of the first designer bags I got given was a Mimco bag, and my mom bought it for my 16th birthday, and I remember I felt so lucky to have this bag. Yeah, she got me like a kiss lock kind of bag, but I remember like the very it bag was to get the one with like the two buttons on the front and the little coin purses stuck to it. I'll put up a picture of the bag, but I remember Mimco bags were like the it bags to get in Australia, and I'm not sure if this trend made it overseas, but they were definitely something prevalent in like Australian local fashion. And Mimco definitely is really popular, but I just don't see it that much on social media. I remember going to David Jones, and I was looking at the handbag section when I was really like, I'm gonna say 12, and I remember seeing Juicy Couture bags in David Jones and thinking, well, these are so cute. Like we didn't have a Juicy Couture store in Australia, but we did have like the same trends that Juicy Couture kind of were delivering. So the velour tracksuit was something that was like a trend for Australians, but we had like the Supre version, which I don't know if you can remember this guys, but there was like a Supre grey velour tracksuit with like this M symbol, which was definitely like trying to imitate the Juicy Couture trend. But I remember seeing in David Jones they were starting to bring in some more international brands, and I remember when they brought in Juicy Couture bags, I thought they were really cool and I really wanted one when I was little. But I remember looking at the price and being like, oh my gosh, that is so expensive. And I don't think it was like that expensive, but like for a kid it was very expensive. The brand itself had more of like a luxurious feel, whereas now actually you can get Juicy Couture at like JD Sports, and I feel like the whole vibe is completely different. When I was in high school, Country Road bags were like the thing to have, so a lot of the cool popular girls, that wasn't me guys, had the Country Road duffel bag. Yeah, the Country Road duffel bag was like the duffel bag to get. I never got it myself and I never really got into Country Road, but yeah, I remember this was like the it bag. Spencer and Rutherford, I don't know if you guys remember this brand, but this was another David Jones brand. Well, it was a brand that was in David Jones, and I remember coming across Spencer and Rutherford for the first time and thinking, well, these bags are so cute and grandma and fancy. And there was definitely more of a cult following around Spencer and Rutherford many years ago, like over 10 years ago. And I looked them up and I was surprised that the brand still exists, because I never really hear anyone talking about this brand anymore. But I remember there was a time, probably before all the international brands and stuff came to Australia, where this kind of brand was I used to see it more on the street, but now I don't really see it at all. So one of my subscribers actually messaged me about this brand the other day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, completely forgot. When the Ted Baker plastic floral bag was like the bag to get, I remember seeing these bags, like people carrying these in the shopping centre and thinking they were so fancy. I remember I really wanted one with like the flowers on it, and yeah, I just think these are so pretty. I got out of high school, one of the first designer brand bags I got were a Cambridge Satchel, and I believe these are like handmade in England. I remember there was a period where satchel bags were really cool, like the Parenza Schooler one, and definitely the Cambridge Satchel was like an it bag. I remember I bought a Cambridge Satchel secondhand in pink, and then I also found one at the market in like a fluoro yellow color, and I loved these satchel bags. I thought that was so cool. This was definitely around the time that, I don't know if you guys remember black milk leggings, but this was like a time where people were super into like alternative fashion. I don't know what do you even call it? It was like people were in like galaxy leggings, and then they had these like vintage bags with the leggings, and it was more like a grunge look, and then to top it off you'd wear like Jeffrey Campbell platforms. It was definitely a look, but I remember around this time the Cambridge Satchel was like the it bag to get. I don't know why guys, but yeah. And actually from this era in my life where I was really into like vintage bags and like handmade bags, I remember I actually came across in my wardrobe, I found this Coach bag that I thrifted like many years ago, and I have no idea how old this bag is. I was just reading on the inside and it has this little description in here. I think all Coach bags have this. It's saying this is a Coach bag. It was handcrafted in the United States of completely natural glove tanned cowhide. The variations of the grain are characteristics of natural full-grained leather. Anyways, yeah, I don't know how old this bag is, but I just found like some of my party hats in here. I think I used to like go partying with this bag quite a lot, because I found there's like a time zone voucher in here, and like a butterfly, and like headphones. Oh gosh, like, oh, and like Mentos, yeah. Anyway, this was like one of my first ever designer bags, I guess, because yeah, I used to buy a lot of like secondhand bags, and it was kind of cool to thrift. I remember at the time, it is still cool to thrift, but it was just a different vibe. So yeah, this was one of my first ever designer bags. It was a Coach bag. And I remember I also found at the thrift store this other backpack, which I thought was a really cool find at the time. I just thought I'd share it with you guys. It says Evasion Paris. I think I picked it up for like under $1, and at the back, I like it because the zipper is at the back, so when you're wearing it, it's very secure. And it actually says inside Evasion Fabrique en France. So it's like a French, it must have come from France or Paris, I don't know. What is this? Lincraft. Oh yes, back in my sewing days. Oh, what else? Oh my gosh. A Kit Kat, guys. Oh my gosh. This is like a little strawberry Kit Kat. This must be so old, guys. Oh yeah, this was actually not that old. I remember I got it many years ago, but I used to wear it for traveling, and it's actually a pretty cool bag. Evasion Paris. Does anyone know what this brand is, Evasion Paris? Anyway, thought I'd share it with you guys, and yeah, let me know, do you have any significant it bags from your childhood that you remember? And yeah, hope you enjoyed my random video today, and I guess I'll talk to you next time. Bye!